chose to do the leadership standard, and in order to possess professional learning that increases the effectiveness of the teacher as well as the results for the students, there needs to be a great leader. And so these leaders need to develop capacity, advocate, and create support systems so that professional learning can flourish. Effective leadership is pretty much just the driving force behind professional learning. And the leadership that takes place in the school systems needs to, those leaders need to set an example for being a learner so that the rest of the staff will recognize the importance and also understand the expectation of professional learning. Professional learning is important so that students are receiving the best education possible for their day, and those who hold the leadership roles within the school system, they need to be consistently advocating for professional growth development and professional learning in order to provide that kind of education for their students that they deserve. And these leaders then are called to align the different resources available in order to allow professional learning to occur within their schools. In the education field, that's my future target workplace, there's always a need to develop professionally and consistently learn. And I want to work with preschools and elementary schools, and where I'll be teaching and working with students. And that requires that I'm fully prepared and trained in order to be effective in my teaching. And frankly, the way to get there is through constant learning and educating of myself. And by having a leader in this school, or even by being that leader myself one day, the barriers blocking professional learning will dissipate and further learning can continue. One thing I can do now to adopt leadership behaviors is honestly just to develop a habit of personal learning outside of school. I mean, I can participate in learning experiences that are at work or home or even in my community. And by making my lifelong learning visible to others and practicing a professional learner leadership role, and I'm preparing myself to always be in a position to learn, even after I graduate. By developing a positive attitude for personal development growth and professional learning, I'll be prepared for my future target profession. Another thing I can do is to focus on working with other people and developing collaboration skills. Leaders of professional learning are frequently working with different people in order to create support systems and structures that allow for professional learning to take place, and that requires a great deal of social and collaboration skills, and that these leaders use to break down the barriers that block professional learning in the workplace. So by strengthening those skills now, I can be prepared to take a leadership role in my future. And frankly, an example of leadership in professional learning can occur when a principal or superintendent attends an educational conference and then brings back what they've learned to their teachers and staff in something like a professional development meeting where discussion and collaboration can occur. Because first they're setting the example and expectation of continuous learning, and next, they're creating a system where the staff is now being educated and developing professionally. And finally, they're creating an environment where their teachers and their staff are developing the skills to become leaders as well.